Now, like I said in the previous video, this is the last video that I will be covering the live earning call of some of the latest massive news that we received during that live earning call session. Previous video we talk about the models, and on this one, I want to talk about quite a number of stuff to wrap up the live earning call, which I think as an investor you need to know. Neo talked about profitability. Neo talked about their chip and robots. Neo talked about the gross margins and talk also about profitability. I think you must know all of these things. And before we cover that, please ensure that you like this video, you subscribe, because YouTube still tells me that some of you guys are just watching and have not subscribed, and it will be great. I'll appreciate if you can just subscribe, hit or click that notification bell. Now, without wasting any more of your time, they are Neo, as seen on the screen. You notice that they spoke of the fact that they remain confident in achieving a quarterly break-even in the fourth quarter. Orders for the high-margin models such as the ES8 remain strong. Remember, Neo dropped a bombshell highlighting that the ES8 is projected to have margins over 20%, which is something that is very, very good. This is going to result into Neo expecting to reach their overall gross margins to 18% in quarter four, which is something that is great, something that is exciting, because not only is Neo receiving massive orders or is going to generate or sell quite significant amount of cars in Q4, but their best-selling model one of their best-selling model like the ES8 is having some pretty good solid margins over 20%, which makes that easier for Neo to be able to achieve profitability. Now, Neo, you will know that on Q3's earnings, which they announced today, we know that gross margins came at 13.9%, which was so great, so amazing. We know that in terms of non-GAAP earnings per share, Neo, it's currently sitting at 15 cents, which shows you that, look, Neo is negative 15 cents from getting to profitability. And Neo said they are quite certain, or they remain positive to say that they will announce or they will reach profitability in Q4, which is something that is very, very good. Now, when it comes to chips and robots, Neo said that they are working with partners to promote opening its chip to the entire EV industry. We know, last week we read that there's an EV chip company that is currently in talks, and that will be utilizing Neo's chips, which that is going to open massive revenues. We know that the non-EV sales that we saw Neo having around or over $360 million in quarter three, it might go even higher, who knows, in the next quarter or right now in quarter four and going into next year, which will be so great, as that will open a massive revenue stream for Neo. So Neo said they are working with partners to promote and opening their chips to the entire EV industry and to more scenarios, including robotics, right? So these chips, they are not only going to be open up to the entire EV industry, but there will be other scenarios that these chips will be used on, like robotics. I think it's important that they are flagging this, because we know that this chip might not be open to just only cars or limited to only cars, but also robots will start using some of these chips, which is something that is so great, something that is exciting, and it makes me to look forward to what is coming. Now, the most important thing that Neo announced or did flag is the fact that regardless of them cutting down on the delivery guidance in quarter four, they still aim to get to profitability, with Neo aiming to achieve full year profitability of non-GAAP basis in 2026. So in 2026, full year non-GAAP profitability will be achieved, which shows you that Neo is not only going to maintain profitability in quarter four of this year, but this will go over to next year when we look into the non-GAAP, which is absolutely great, something that is so exciting. In terms of the basic earnings per share, we might still be on a negative, but non-GAAP, which this one excludes the non-share the non-share compensation, NEO is expecting to get to profitability, which is very, very important. And all these four are the major things that also NEO discussed during the live's earning call. And like I said, it's very important for you as an investor to know that this is what NEO is planning on achieving right now in quarter four, next year in 2026, which to investors is very, very important. So when I read this, I was quite excited. I know share price wise NEO is not doing that well. Probably it's because they cut down on the delivery guidance from 150 to just between 120 to 125, which obviously we know that regardless of them cutting that, they are still going to get to profitability. NEO is ensuring that, and looking at the fact that November is ending this coming Sunday, you and me can agree that it's only 1 month left until NEO concludes the quarter four or the fourth quarter, and profitability is very, very possible, right? One thing that, or two things that NEO flagged as the positive right now in Q4 is that obviously there's no new model that they are launching, which that should be positive on NEO getting to profitability. Second thing is that there's no NEO Day main event or event, which that is also going to help NEO in not spending that much money for such an event, because you know that usually it comes in quarter four, and this year in quarter four there's nothing, or that expense is not there. It was dealt with in quarter three, which is absolutely great, something that is exciting, and it makes me look forward to what is coming. Now, that 15 cents non-gap that you saw, or negative 15 cents that you saw as an earnings per share or adjusted earnings per share on the new Q3 earnings, is coming from 87,000 deliveries that NEO delivered in quarter three. Quarter four, NEO is expecting to get to 120, 125. With that, you can already see that turning into a positive, and we look forward to that. It will be so great. But anyways, I don't want to make this video too long. Like, share, subscribe, hit or click that notification bell. I will see you on the next one. That is all from me, and God bless you all.